All right, so this next video is going to talk about cultural values that were in conflict during the Roaring Twenties. Now, the first would be the issue of prohibition. Now, that's a word that we have seen in the past. Remember, prohibit. It was the prohibiting of alcohol in the United States. Now, it was started in the temperance movement. These women's organizations believed that it would be best to end alcohol abuse because alcohol was the root of a lot of problems in the United States. Domestic violence, spending your check on alcohol instead of taking it home to your family, etc. So a lady by the name of Frances Willard was a very strong advocate of prohibition and also the 18th Amendment, which was eventually passed in 1919. Remember, 18th Amendment was prohibition. Alrighty, so you also have another picture that we are very familiar with. You might remember this little gem right here. All of these temperance movement ladies, lips that touch liquor shall not touch ours. And a big shout out to our friend Dragon for this wonderful meme. So just as there were proponents for prohibition, there were also opponents of prohibition. There was lots of opposition, and a big part of the reason for that was because there were a lot of people that were out of work during this time. And if you enact prohibition, then that means that all of the manufacturing, the delivery, etc., everything that's associated with the consumption of alcohol in the United States would no longer be in existence, and therefore there would be even more out of work thanks to prohibition. Now, there were also people who understood that with prohibition, there would be a rise in organized crime. Now, people that know that something's illegal, but that people still want it, will take advantage of the situation and make it available to people at a higher cost. And so organized crime is very lucrative. It's a huge moneymaker, okay? Some of the people who were involved in organized crime were known as bootleggers. Okay, so bootleggers were the people who smuggled alcohol. And the reason that they were called bootleggers is a lot of the time what they would do was they would hide a flask of liquor in their boots. Okay, so bootleggers, these were the people that were smuggling or sneaking alcohol. There was also another term related to prohibition, that these places were known as speakeasy. If you break it apart into two things, speak easy, because during this time, I mean, if people heard you talking about alcohol or anything like that, I mean, you're kind of setting yourself up for trouble, right? So there were certain places where you could go where it was like everything was okay. You could drink alcohol freely, you could talk about alcohol, you could do business, whatever you needed to get done in these illegal bars and saloons that were called speakeasies. And often these places were hidden. You would have to go up to the place and you would do like a secret little knock, and they would let you into that little bar, that speakeasy, and you would be surrounded by other people who were also breaking the law. Two big gangsters that you'll see come out of this time are Al Capone and Bugs Moran. Now remember, organized crime is very lucrative. It's much like drug dealing. The demand is still there, and so these people were going to be the supplier. And when you have high demand and low supply, you remember, think about the rules of supply and demand. High demand, low supply, what is that going to do to price? That's going to raise price. And that made organized crime during this time very profitable. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow in class. Have a good day. Bye.